can see there's still some dirt and crap in it. And from here we're going to use here we go. Then we take a pick and get down here and get off any stubborn stuff. So a brush works well. Make sure that's clear. That feeds fuel up to the slow speed circuit. Okay, now we're going to take the upper Welch plug out of the slow speed circuit, put it in between two boards, or you could set it in a vise without it clamped down, just so you can get, you know, these portions so they're not going to get damaged. You want to just take a small punch like this right in the middle of this Welch plug. Be careful not to hit it too hard. If you go clear through it, you're going to go clear through and ruin the carburetor. You just want to dent it in and maybe get a hole in it. Let me turn around here, maybe see a little better. There, you want to see, and then you get through it a little ways. We weren't even completely through, but it was enough that it dented it in, and we were able to twist it, and it comes right out. Then we can double check the see the little tiny holes down in there. They could have some, there I see a little bit of dirt in there. Okay, now that we've got it all clean, so we've cleaned this passage here. That goes up into the slow speed circuit. This is clean. This is clean. This goes from here over to your needle valve. So we've got our plug out. We've got our plug out. You can see the holes down in here are good and clean. We've made sure the little hole out to your needle valve's clean. If you can't get them clean, here, here, and down here are lead plugs for passageways. You can dig those out with a pick and clean them from that direction if you can't get them clean the other way. Then you go to your tackle shop or whatever and buy some lead sinkers. Then you can just lightly tap them back into the holes here to plug them back up. Now we'll go ahead and put our Welch plug back over our idle circuit here. Okay, your carburetor kit that you bought covers a few different models, so there's some parts in it you'll use, some parts you won't. Anyway, we're going to take the plug here and we'll put it back in the carburetor. I don't know whether you can see that it's convex on one side, concave on the other. You want it with the convex side up, and you just put it in there with your hands, just kind of push it down. Then when you flatten it out, it'll actually expand out and seal itself. And we're just using a flat punch that's about the size of the plug, and you don't have to hit it very hard, just a few times here, just so it gets flat. And there should be all you need on that. Now we're going to finish off the top body part of the carburetor, which is the float valve, float, and your fuel nozzle. Get the pieces out for the float valve. See, there's a few pieces there. It's got a gasket, which just goes over the seat. That just gets, that you just screw into the housing here. Then your needle and seat, or your needle here, comes with a little spring. And you can see, hopefully you can see, get it against something contrasting here. There's a, it's like a fish hook on the end of it there. If we can see that. Okay. It's got a ridge in it. You want it so the large hook is facing up, and you just go over the edge of it like that. Just pull on it and it'll snap right in place. So then you've got something that looks kind of like that. Then we'll take our float, there's a tang on it hanging down right here. You just hook that right over the tang like that, so the valve's just kind of hanging on there like that. Here we get a wide blade screwdriver. It can't be too thick. Sometimes it's hard to find them. And just snug that up in there. And we'll take the needle valve and just slide it over the tang there. And just drop that into place. Take your new pin. You'll just have to kind of wiggle it around, and it'll go right through. Should be flush on each side here. Then to get it level, you ideally want to get the float level with the housing. So what you have to do is just kind of eyeball it and kind of lift up a little bit on the back side if it's low, or push down if it's high. And we're getting pretty close there. Just got a little bit more. There. As you can see, it's pretty level with the housing here. And want to have the drop on it not too drastic, but you want to have some movement there. Then you can just screw your nozzle back in. It doesn't screw all the way through. I mean, there's a lot more threads showing, but just snug it up. And then this big fat rubber gasket goes over that, and that'll seal between the float bowl and this nozzle. Okay, to finish up here, we've got our float on, our gasket over the fuel nozzle here, and get the dig out some more of the gaskets here. Put our base gasket on. Of course, you line up the holes like so. And we'll take our bowl. We'll finish it up. Take the high-speed jet, which you can tell here, the high-speed jet is not as pointed as a slow-speed jet. Plus the threads are different. The slow-speed jet has I believe it's a 440 thread, and the high-speed is more coarse. What we'll do, put the nut on here, the packing nut. Then in this order, you put the nylon. That way the packing nut isn't pushing right on the packing. And you put three pieces of packing on there, just like so. Then we just screw it into the bowl. Hopefully you can see the needle valve coming into view down the bowl there. And we want to run it in till it touches right there. Then we can go ahead and run the nut in just a little bit, just finger tight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to back this off. 3/4 of a turn is usually a great starting place for the high speed. Then we can take our 7/16 wrench, snug that up a little bit more. So we don't want it vibrating loose while we're running the motor. That's basically all we're doing here. And that part's done. Just flip it over and start replacing your screws. Just kind of stagger back and forth, and you snug these down. I like to just get them so they're just kind of touching and pushing just a little bit, because you're going to be squeezing the that big fat center gasket on the fuel nozzle. We'll get them all down. Then you can start snugging them up. Just finger tight, or just hand tight. Nothing real wild. And there you have it with the bowl. Then we're going to do the same thing with the slow speed jet. Our nut on there, our nylon protector, and 3 pieces of packing, and screw it in. And when that one stops, the slow speed, we want to go start at a turn and a half. It's a half. There's a turn. There's a half. And we'll go ahead and snug up our packing nut like we did on the high speed. And there we go. It's complete. All I have to do is reassemble it onto the motor, and and make some final adjustments on the high speed and slow speed needle valves. After it gets up to temperature, basically we'll run it at wide open throttle. We'll turn the high speed jet in until it starts slowing down, then back it out until you get the best speed. The slow speed, you want to turn it in until it starts coughing, and then back it out until you get the smoothest idle. Thanks for watching.